Hi everyone, I welcome you to the presentation of this lecture on board plots. This one specifically is for the constant k. So in the previous lecture, I made an introduction on board plots and I gave 7 different basic board plots. So we're starting with the first one. This is a board plot for constant k. Okay, so the procedure is as follows. When you are given a question on board plots, the first step you do is you replace S by JW. And then you calculate the magnitude in decibels using the formula, this one. Magnitude in decibels is equal to 20 log G of JW, of course. And then you go to the third step where you find the angle. So once you do this, you are able to plot the phase plot, the magnitude plot. And then once you do this, you can plot the phase plot. So you find the angle by using that formula. Theta is equal to tan inverse of the imaginary part over the real part. Once you do that, of course, you start varying the value of omega from maximum to minimum. Then you find m and phi, which are the things you had found there. And then you do your plotting now. So let's look at an example. Draw the board plot for g of s is equal to k. Some text right, g of s by h of s is equal to k. But these are open loop transfer functions. H of s will always be 1. Therefore, even omitting it is not a problem. So we have this. They want us to draw this. So this k can be any constant. It could be a 1, a 2, or a 3, or anything, a constant number. So I'm using a k because I will define all the parameters, be it negative or positive values of k. So when you have that in our solution, you replace s by jw, which is what we are doing there, because we've been given this one, g of s is equal to k. So where there is s, replace jw, you're going to have that g of jw is equal to k. Upon having that, you calculate the magnitude in decibels using that formula, which was that point there. So when you do this, we know that g of jw is basically k. So where there is g of jw, you put a k, you have that. Upon having that, you can start varying k. So your board plot or magnitude plot will look something like this. In the vertical axis, you are going to have the magnitude in decibels. In the horizontal axis, you are going to have the omega itself. Upon having that, you realize that if k is equal to 1, your plot will come out like that. It will just be a line in the horizontal axis. Okay, so if this was g of s is equal to 1, for example, this would have been the graph. If k is a value which is greater than 1, so for all the values which are greater than 1, your board plots will be values above the horizontal axis. Let's say if this was g of s is equal to 2, to come out like that, 1, 2, 3, and so on. To just be somewhere above the horizontal axis on the given value. Okay, and there'll be times when k is less than 1. If k is less than 1, your graph will appear down there. So if k was any value less than 1, let's say 0.1, 0.2, or anything, you're going to have those values there. So these are the board plots, magnitude plot for a constant k, where k has got values equal to 1, less than 1, or greater than 1. It would come out like this. And then for the phase plot, you find the phase angle using that formula. Theta is equal to tan inverse of the imaginary part of the over the real part. Tan inverse of, in this equation we don't have the imaginary part. It's g of jw is equal to k, which is the real part. So imaginary part is 0, the real part is k. When you divide, you're going to have 0. Tan inverse of 0 is going to be 0. Then you plot that. So if you plot that, of course, you're going to have in the vertical axis the angle. In the horizontal axis, you're going to have the omega itself. But they are saying this theta is equal to 0. So it's just a point at the origin, which is that one there. So if they ask you to draw a board plot for constant k, you're supposed to show the magnitude plot, which is this one, depending on the value of k. If it's positive, it will just be that line, or if it's greater than 1, it will be that. If it's less than 1, it will be below the omega axis. If it's 1, it will be that one there. And then for the phase angle, it will just be a point on the origin. So this is a board plot for constant k. Thanks for watching.